The Bloodletter waves a dismissive hand at him.
I don't...
Hudson freezes. Like full-on freezes, snarl on his face, eyes narrowed, hands still raised.
What did you do? What did you do to him?
He's fine. But he wouldn't be if he kept talking, so really, I did him a favor.
Will you eventually unfreeze him?
Of course. Believe me when I say that the last thing I want cluttering up my home is a statue of Hudson Vega. You, however, I'd like to talk to for a while. So why don't you come sit by me? What do you think about all this, Grace?
I don't know what I think. I remember seeing Jaxon's and my mating bond.
I think back to that night in the laundry room, to the green and black string that looked so different from the others.
I didn't realize at the time that something was wrong with it, but looking back, I can tell it wasn't like any other string I have. Especially now that I've seen the bond between Hudson and me.
Seriously, Grace? You couldn't have made a better choice.
I don't think I've had much choice in any of this. It seems like all the choices have been made for me.
How do you feel about that?
Like I want to rip someone's head off.
The words come out before I think to censor them.
Of course, not yours. I just...
Don't ever soften what you feel, Grace. Own it. Use it.
Like you did?
The Bloodletter doesn't answer right away. Instead, she studies me for what feels like forever.
I want to tell you a story.
Okay, like I have a choice.
It starts before you were born. Long before you were born, actually. But for now, we'll concentrate on the more recent past. 19 years ago, a coven of witches came to me in the middle of the worst snowstorm Alaska had seen for nearly 50 years. They were desperate, worried for the fate of their coven and the world, both human and paranormal. They wanted help finding a way to bring gargoyles back. It had been more than 1,000 years since one was born, nearly that long since one had roamed the earth, and without the balance gargoyles bring to us, the paranormal world was spinning rapidly out of control. It had gotten so bad that it was affecting the human world, and that was endangering us all. Or so they argued.
But there was another gargoyle alive. The unkillable beast.
You figured that out, did you? Smart girl.
I can hear him in my head. When I'm in danger, he talks to me.
He talks to you? What does he say?
He warns me. Of course, he doesn't talk to me all the time, only when I'm in danger. He tells me not to do something or not to trust someone.
Does he now? You're a very lucky girl, Grace.
I know. I don't feel very lucky, and haven't felt lucky in a long time.
Several witches and warlocks came to me in that coven, including your father. I talked to them all, and I talked to your mother, who wasn't a witch but whom I could sense carried magic within her. And I knew instantly that you would be of the utmost importance to us later.
Because I'm a gargoyle?
I don't know if it's because she's talking about my parents, or if it's because she's finally telling me about myself, but it feels a little like I'm being sold a bill of goods.
Because of who you really are.